Greetings, booktubers. Welcome back to Grammaticus Books. Welcome to another Monday edition of Sunday Comics. I seem to always be one day behind on my Sunday comic editions that I put up here on the channel. I need to be able to stay to a schedule better, but they always seem to be one day out. But I do enjoy doing these. They're some of my least watched videos, but they are also one of the videos, the type of videos that I do enjoy making the most. And the reason I enjoy them so much is it gives me an excuse to go down into the comic vault here at Graham's End, south of the Shire, and dig through the old comics and pull out old, forgotten, and hidden comic book gems and bring them to you guys here on the channel. And it lets me have a chance to go back and reminisce and reread some of these old comic books. And today we've got a good one. Today we've got Flash Gordon, the movie, the comic book adaptation by Golden Press, published in 1980. Done by Al Williamson. At least the pencils and the inks were all Al Williamson. The classic artist he's an artist not really well known, but he's a really good artist, and we'll go through his work here. So Al Williamson is the illustrations. He's the penciler and the inker. You've got Adaptation by Bruce Jones, and then you've got coloring by Rick Veitch, and the coloring here is just spectacular. It's fantastic, and it is the adaptation of the 1980 movie Flash Gordon. The cast of the movie, which is, here I'll show you the cast, and you got a little city backdrop there by Al Williamson. He was superb at his establishing shots and his backdrops and his scenery. He just could do it like almost nobody else could. So you got Sam Jones as Flash Gordon, you got Melanie Anderson as Dale Arden, Melody I should say. Max von Sydow, the great Max von Sydow, cast as Ming, which is a perfect casting for Ming the Merciless. You got Brian Blessed as Voltan, which was another brilliant casting move. Timothy Dalton as Prince Baron, who was also cast fantastically. Mariangela Mulatto as General Kayla, and Ornella Muti as Princess Aura. And this was a Dino De Laurentiis film, and Dino De Laurentiis went back to the original materials, original 1934 materials of Flash Gordon in order for his inspiration for the movie. And they took a lot of those direct plot lines out of those 1934 episodes in order to make this movie here in 1980, which was kind of trashy. It had the soundtrack by Queen. It was over the top. It was just a visual feast, though. It didn't take itself seriously here, the movie. And it was a lot of fun, though. And that movie may show up here in a video here on the channel very shortly as well. But Al Williamson, 1980, Flash Gordon, the movie adaptation. And Al Williamson, here's some Al Williamson, the opening page here. I love that panel with the airplane going through the clouds. Just beautifully rendered. The clouds look fantastic. The colors are all vivid. They just pop off of the page. And you just don't see coloring like that anymore in modern comics. And that's not because they are inept or anything. It's because it's economically prohibitive to use all these vibrant colors today, these bright reds and those yellows. They're just too expensive. The coloring gradation that they can do with the computers is fantastic. They can get variations, slight variations in the color grading on the comic books, particularly on the better quality paper that they use today, that give it very good mass, gives it that rounded feel to it, but they can't afford these bright colors. And Al Williamson, here's another fantastic shot, fantastic spread by Al Williamson here in the comic. He was trained at the Bern Hogarth School of Art, which is more of a classical orientated school, and you can see sort of the classical influences here that he had at that school. And at the Bern Hogarth, school, he met Roy Krenkel. He made friends with Roy Krenkel and Wally Wood, who are just famous, Hall of Fame artists there at Bern Hogarth, and they were a big influence on him as well. And he really, really just knew how to draw his scenery. I mean, look at this alien city and the alien planetscape that he puts up there. I mean, just wonderful stuff. And then you've got Veitch doing the colors and just making everything pop. Look at how the colors pop off of that screenshot here, the cover of the comic. And of course, you've got the movie collage of Sam Jones as Flash Gordon there right in the center. And Al Williamson, he just nailed the appearance of all the actors, gets Timothy Dalton perfect. He gets Max von Sydow down there perfectly here on the screen, and his artwork on the screen. And his comic book novel adaptation here. He's a bit stiff with his action. He doesn't draw action the greatest. His figures can have a tendency to look a bit stiff. If you look up here in these action poses up there, they're not exactly action drawn as the Marvel comics would draw them. He's not quite up to Jack Kirby or John Buscema when it comes to his action layouts, but everything else is just wonderful. And again, look at these establishing shots there for the city and the alien landscapes that he does. Just fantastic stuff. And he's perfect with all of his renditions of his characters from the movie. Again, capturing their likenesses and getting it here onto the page with his pencils and inks, with the exception of the main character. For some reason, in my opinion, he struggles with Sam Jones in order to make Sam Jones actually look like Sam Jones throughout the comic book. So there you got Sam Jones from the movie. And then here on the back, there's Sam Jones and an almost direct panel for panel comparison from the movie that goes into the graphic novel. And it just doesn't, to me, it just doesn't look quite like Sam Jones. So here's Timothy Dalton. Timothy Dalton looks great on this page. And then, wow, another great just scenic shot here of the floating city. Great establishing shot. He was just a master of these backdrops. But here you go. You got Sam Jones on this page, and he's got the right costume, he's got the right build, but he doesn't get the face quite right, in my opinion. It's just off a little bit. Brian Blessed as Voltan. A little bit more of the Sam Jones there going on as we're working our way through the movie script. And again, here's some of the action where he's drawing action scenes, and it's just a little too stiff. He could have used some instruction from Big John Buscema and Jack Kirby on how to do his action layouts and his action panels. But other than that, you can just see how masterful an artist he was, how great he was at his layouts and his backgrounds. He just knew how to lay out a comic book page and tell a story in a graphic manner. It just leads your eye across the page. It's wonderful, wonderful stuff. And you can see the classic influence from the Bern Hogarth school where he attended. Here you got more great panel work here on Flash Gordon. This was originally sold for $1.95 back in 1980. I bought it for $3 in the year 2021. When you adjust for inflation, I am pretty sure that I paid less for this, adjusted for inflation, than when it originally came out in 1980. And again, it is just a visual feast. The whole comic book, front to back, it's a very faithful adaptation of the movie, and it's just visually is stunning work. I recommend it just for the art and the coloration and Al Williamson's classical take on a graphic novel. It's just beautiful stuff. If you can pick up a copy of this, I highly recommend it. And then at the back of the comic book back here, you get a little blurb, little back cover blurb on the origin of Flash Gordon, and then how the movie used the original material in order to adapt it into the 1980 movie. And then here's your back cover right there. Get your front cover here with Ming the Merciless and his Ring of Power. It's a great shot there by Al Williamson. And then it's your back shot with some scenes out of the movie put into the panels. And that's it. That's Flash Gordon from 1980. I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed digging it up out of the comic books vault. I'll have to get another one for you guys next week. But with that, I'm going to wrap this one up and say take care, be safe, and I will catch you guys next time.